Good evening, everyone. I hope my voice is clearly audible to all of you and my video is clear as well. May I get a very quick confirmation over the YouTube chat box? Am I audible and visible to you? Good evening. Audible and visible. Quick check. That's awesome. Okay. So I hope you all are doing really, really well. Welcome you all to the orientation class of Strategic Business Reporting for December 2025. So I don't know from which background you are coming from to give this paper, but what I know is that I am teaching this paper since many years now, and this is it's more like my passion to teach IFRS rather than my job to do it, and I want to make it very easy for everyone. So before I begin with this session, I just want to give a brief background about me, not assuming that you know me or you have done any research on me. So I am Tashwita Gupta and I teach FR, SBR and AAA. SBR and AAA more actively, FR is more like a recorded version. And SBR is the subject that I've been teaching for more than 5 years now. And I became one of the world's youngest ACCA at my time in 2020. Now there are more people who are younger to me who have qualified ACCA. And back then, what I realized was that, I was doing this paper. The reason I'm telling you this is because maybe you can resonate to my journey. Back then I realized that many people out there, mentors or maybe the study texts, they were very assuming that you know this, when they were telling you a concept or when they were teaching you or when the study text was speaking for itself, it meant like, you should know this is assumed knowledge. But coming from right, starting ACC right after my 10th grade, I had zero knowledge about the basics as well. So I struggled a lot with my basics. So you guys might wonder that, debits, credits, these are very easy things to do. But imagine yourself when you were in class 11th and 12th. Those things were huge things for you. Maybe now you've become very accustomed with it. So I come from a background where I struggled with the basics. So I did everything from the scratch. Personally, I did literally everything from the scratch. Sometimes I would used to take help from YouTube videos. Back in my time, there was just open tuition, which was helpful for me. So of course I used that. Then I used to go to random people in my local area to get the local chartered accountants, who would help me with certain concepts. So I did it in a very difficult manner where a lot of banging on my head was there. Okay. So I want to make SBR journey for rest of the coming students, upcoming prospective students easier. That's my personal mission. So I don't want you to go out and gather information. I don't want you to struggle with your basics. So I will teach you from the scratch because that's the background that I'm coming from, where I myself had struggled for the basics. So I made my way through that. And the same way I want to create for you. So if you're coming from an exemption route, 9 exemptions, I got you. If you're coming from a route where you are from the science background, I would just expect, like if I was teaching F3, I would have taught it in a very basic manner. But in SBR, I would expect just you knowing debit, credit, and journal entries. That is the bare minimum that I expect out of you. I do not expect that you would have done this in FR. You know what is group accounts, or you know what is the format of P&L, or you know what is the format of balance sheet. I do not expect all of these things from you. I teach it in the class. Okay, so that is the reason why I've just given you my brief background before beginning this session. So I hope we are good to go, and let's just begin with SBR orientation. And if you are already enrolled at TG Profs, congratulations, this is your first live class. If you're someone who is planning on to enroll, then I'll tell you how you can enroll and what are the features of the batch. Plus, I will give you a proper planner like by when what things should be completed. Okay, so by when which topic needs to be completed, and when we should start with our practice, when should be the right time to give the mocks, when the syllabus is completed. Everything will be taught to you today in this session. It will be for 1 hour, and if you would have any doubts at the end of the session, it will be just a Q&A. So I'm just going to share my screen now, and let's begin with the session officially. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Okay. Yeah, fine. So this is SBR December 2025 orientation, which we are having today. Let's understand, first of all, what is SBR? What is strategic business reporting? As I said, I'm going to teach you from the very scratch. So what do I mean by strategic business reporting? So I don't know if you are aware about the fact or not, but from 2027, the name of our subject is changing, but that is becoming business and sustainable reporting. But as of now, it is strategic business reporting. So you all know businesses. What do you mean by a business? We all know it's a company where we have inputs, we use process on it, and an output is generated, right? A work that we are doing to make revenue, basically. So we are to report certain numbers of the business. What is reporting? Reporting is basically communicating. What is communicating? Why do you need to communicate in a business? Because there are people who are invested in your business, not just invested, they are directly or indirectly related to the business. For example, ma'am, stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? Bank, the bank from which you take loans. Then the people who are working in your company, your employees, they are also interested in your company, whether you will be profit making, loss making, what will be your incomes, so they are interested in your financial statements. Then you talk about, let's talk about the society in general. So maybe you are someone who's manufacturing goods for children. So you are impacting the society as well, not just because you're using resources from the society, but you are generating goods which are used by a very sensitive part of the society, that is children, right? Then you can talk about your suppliers as well, the people to whom you owe money. So they are also interested in your business. Everyone wants to know, if they have lent you some money, they want to know, do you have the capacity to repay or not? Then your receivables as well. They also, your customers basically, they also want to know, will you have a going concern or not? So if I want to be a customer of a company, I don't want that company shuts down the next quarter. So I want someone who will be there. I can reach out to them. They exist and they are, having a foreseeable future. So all these people are interested in the communication of a business. So these people, it's just imagine like a concert. The business hosts a concert, okay? Just imagine this like a concert. The business is hosting a concert and all these people are the attendees. Now the question is, what will happen in the concert? What will be the language of the concert? That is what we learn in strategic business reporting. So in what way am I supposed to report my numbers of the business? That's the question. So basically, a business is supposed to report their numbers to all the people who are there in the concert, which are termed as stakeholders, but there has to be a language, right? So right now I'm conducting this orientation in English language, but maybe I'm good in Hindi, I'm good in Punjabi, I'm good in Malayalam. So these are all local languages to me. So I could have conducted in those languages as well. But why I'm doing it in English? Because we have people from all around the world. We don't have regional audience. So similarly, companies need to decide who are their audience from. Do they have international people attending the concert? So do they have stakeholders who understand different accounting languages? Or do they have regional people? So you will see local businesses, they go for local gap or local rules. So for example, someone there selling you can say selling shoes, a random or maybe a grocery store in UK, They are just dealing with local people, right? They don't have international investors. They don't deal with international banks. They just have a local small business. So for them, their audience is regional. So their accounting language will be UK GAAP. That is, the local accounting standard. But on the same hand, if I talk about a company which is, for example, a Big Four, is Big Four just there in UK? Big Four is there in all the countries. It is having dealings with all the countries. They have a lot of customer base, client base, which has international. They have international investors as well. Employees are international. You will find someone working in KPMG in UK as well as India and Pakistan and Dubai. So the customer base, the employee base, the supplier base, everything is international. So should they follow regional accounting standards or should they follow international accounting standards? Come on. What kind of language should they follow? Regional or international? Yes, regional or international? Of course, ma'am, they should follow international accounting standards. That is the international language of reporting, international language of communication. So this is what we have to learn in SBR. Okay, that's what we learn in strategic business reporting. That's our agenda. We learn international accounting language. That is international financial reporting standards, which we call as IFRS. So this is what I learned in SBR. Now, something termed as sustainable reporting has also become a very huge part of our syllabus. So these days, everyone is, very much interested in how you're impacting the environment. What are you doing to save the environment? Are you a sustainable business? Like, what's your impact on the planet? So all these things are becoming very important given the situation of climate changes, natural disasters, pandemics which are happening. So a company's environmental footprint matters a lot, which is the reason why we have sustainable reporting as a very important part of our syllabus. Correct? So this is what SBR stands for and the meaning of SBR. And the core part is IFRS and sustainable reporting. Now, where this knowledge of SBR comes from? See, SBR knowledge comes generally from FR. Now, I want to know in the chat box, how many of you were exempted from FR here? See, the input in SBR is FR or FA and FR. Okay, so that's what we have to input in studying SBR. And output is that SBR will be used not just in your interview rounds in the future, whether you are qualified ACCA or you are part qualified, you will be asked questions on IFRS. And okay, second thing is that you will use this information or this knowledge as it is in advanced audit and assurance. That is the only reason why I teach AAA as well, because it is highly linked to SBR and the standards of SBR are used as it is in AAA. Correct? So this is what the chain looks like. Now, those people who are exempted from these two papers, who have not done FA and FR, can we still pass the paper? Can we still prepare for SBR? Do we need 6 months of preparation? All those questions you have. I will suggest you take a 1 week time. Whether you enroll with me or somewhere else or you do self-study, okay? I personally have seen a lot of people getting ranks even when they were coming out of exemptions, and it's all on your hard work and your efforts. But I would still suggest take 1 week. So if you enroll at TG Professionals, okay, if you enroll at TG Professionals, you can have extension, free extension of your course from December to March attempt until 15th October. So 15th October is the last date until when we can extend, okay? So now if you're taking classes from us, you can extend your course. So take, you can enroll now, take 1 week, go through the lectures, the basic lectures, see if you're comfortable or you're getting comfortable. Can you do it in 1 quarter or you need 2 quarters for it? If you're coming from the exemption route and you're very underconfident. But there are people who are good, I would say, learners. I'm not discriminating. I won't say good. I would say there are certain slow learners, certain are very fast learners. Now, if you're someone who's fast learner, you can actually go for the 3-month preparation and get done with SBR. And I think it's very much possible. But if you know that no, I take time to digest concepts, I want to go in depth of the concepts, I want to understand everything from A to Z, then maybe you would need 2 quarters for the same. Okay, if you are an exempted student, in that case you have 1 week with yourself. You go through the course, you see, you have time till 15th October, but I would suggest take the decision in 1 week, because then your mind will be very quick to learn. Okay, if you keep on lingering it on till 15th October, that I'll decide whether I'm giving the paper this attempt or next attempt, then it will go, the time will be wasted. So it's better you just make a clear decision in 1 week. That's my suggestion for the exempted student. Rest of you, just start ASAP. As soon as you enroll, start with your preparation ASAP. Right? Now let's look at the format of SBR exam. Rather than showing you it here, I'll take you to the ACCA CBE platform and let us see how the past paper looks like. So we have strategic business reporting, international version, past exam. Let's check this. Okay. So this is the CBE platform where you actually put on your credentials of ACCA and then you get the access to it. Sometime it doesn't work properly, but then we have to deal with it. Okay, so this is like the question number 4. So let's go to question number 1. This is how the paper looks like, okay? You have the information on this side and the exhibits on this side, and that's where you have to put on your response. The ones who are giving this for the first time, like ACCA paper for the first time, this is a good exposure for you as well. This is the word processor where I have to type in my answer. This is the spreadsheet where there is a pre-populated spreadsheet given to me. Pre-populated means they've already made a balance sheet for me. All I have to do is I have to fill in the right figures. So they've already made a balance sheet. I have to make adjustments to it. Like if there is any mistake, I need to adjust it. That's what I have to do here, right? And then what I have is exhibits. So this question is worth 30 marks. So question number 1 of SBR is for 30 marks. And let us see what topic is tested here widely. Like in question number 1, what is that they test widely? Okay. So first of all, they are saying using exhibit 1 and in accordance with IFRS 11, explain why Kristen should be classified as a joint venture. Pay attention. Generally, we think accounting paper is all about calculation, but that is not true. That is really not true. Because if you see here clearly, it is for explaining why it is a joint venture. So it's an explanatory question, descriptive question, theory question. And this IFRS 11 is coming from the concept of group accounts only. So the question 1 is group accounts. Second, using Exhibit 2 and in accordance with IS 36, explain with calculations how the impairment loss in Kennedy is calculated and allocated to CGU. Now, this is IS 36, which is part of your Unit 1, that is non-current assets section, for 10 marks. And they are just asking for explanation and calculation, both the things. So I have to calculate, but there is a wide probability, huge probability that my calculation can go wrong. But then I have a comfort spot that even if the calculation goes wrong, I can still get my marks by explaining. So I can do the bifurcation of 5 plus 5. 5 marks for explaining, 5 marks for calculation. So I could write at least 5 points of explanation, 5 to 6 points, so that even if my calculations are terribly wrong, I still get my marks. Then, using Exhibit 3, explain with calculation again how purchase of additional share capital should be reflected in consolidated financial statements. Again, this is group accounts, 6 marks. So by far, I've seen 10 marks of group accounts and 10 marks of NCA. Then using Exhibit 1, 2, and 3 and your previous answers, adjust the pre-populated spreadsheet, which is consolidated statement of financial position. Now that is pure calculation. So I am getting 20 marker of group accounts and 10 marker from miscellaneous areas, right? So that means question number 1 generally, widely is coming from group accounts, like 20 marks from group accounts, and it is for 30 marks. So that's the first interpretation that I've taken out by looking at the paper, that in my SBR paper, question number 1 is for 30 marks, which is a mixture of calculation and explanation. But majorly this question is coming from the topic of group accounts. And yes, this happens every attempt. Question number 1 will always be majorly from group accounts. Make sense to all? Yes? Let's move on. Second question. Let's look at the second question. This is for 20 marks. So using Exhibit 1 and in accordance with IFRS, how to correct the accounting treatment of the land and associated costs in Devon's financial statement. So there is some mistreatment of piece of land. So that is generally IS 16, which you will learn. So they're asking you that if you correct it, like how would you correct that? First of all, the mistake. Secondly, what would be its impact on financial statement? And then the same question says, discuss with ethical issues arising from the scenario. This is for 8 marks and 2 marks are allocated as professional marks for the B requirement, for this requirement. Right? So whenever professional marks are allocated, I'll tell you that we have to write it in paragraphs. We have to use professional words. We have to maintain a logical flow in our answer to get those extra 2 marks. So for the first part, it is general IFRS. And the second half for 10 marks is for ethics. So what I have written in my format, question number 2 is for 20 marks, majorly from ethics. Why? Because we have 2 professional marks from ethics. Then comes question number 3. Let's have a look at question number 3. Section B has started. Okay, this is question number 3. Requirements 25 marks. Using Exhibit 1 and in accordance with IS 37, which is one of the small standards in your course, explain whether Adinto was correct to recognize a provision for the cost of its strategies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Okay. So they're asking about whether a provision should be created or not for 5 marks. Again, explanatory. Question number 2 was also completely explanatory. Using Exhibit 2 and in accordance with IFRS, explain how Adinto should account for the apartment building in the year ended 31st December. Now again, that's related to NCA, maybe, and that's for 10 marks. Then using Exhibit 3, evaluate the accounting treatment applied to amounts paid to social influencer. Again, 10 marks, explanation from an IFRS. So 25 marks from mixed areas, like a mix of IFRS, IS 37 was there, NCA was there, and payment made to social influencer maybe also could be any other standard. So that is coming for 25 marks and it is pure explanation, right? There's nothing to be calculated here. So section B, question number 3, mix of IFRS. We don't know which area it will be, so I can term it as gray area. I don't know from which area will question number 3 be tested from. Then comes the last question, question number 4. Let's have a look at it. 25 marks again. So using Exhibit 1 and in accordance with IS 19, explain how Qasim should correct the accounting treatment applied to defined benefit pension plan. Now that is one of your IFRS. Again, they are just asking for explanation. Now explain with calculations. How should you account for inventory of coffee bean and future contract? Most probably this is IS2 and IFRS 9. 8 marks, but calculations are also there. Then using Exhibit 1 and 2 with reference to conceptual framework. So conceptual framework is there in your first unit. Discuss whether the following provide useful information. Recognition of defined benefit surplus as an asset and a choice to apply hedge accounting to the future contract and coffee beans for 10 marks. And then there are 2 marks for professionalism. Here that means in the third requirement, I'm supposed to use paragraphs. And this is again coming, it's not a direct question. It's not a direct application of a standard. They have interlinked conceptual framework with a standard. So that's more like a current issue, a technical article. So this is coming with professional marks. So question number 4, see, it is coming from mix of IFRS plus current issues. So there are 2 professional marks in question number 2, and there are 2 professional marks in question number 4. So this is how my format of SBR looks like. So what I understand is the things which are very important for me is group accounts, because the rest is going to be unknown, right? And ethics is anyway very easy. But group accounts is something that I have to pay a lot of attention to. Are we clear on the format of the paper? Yes. Are we all clear on the format of the paper? Yes, we do get step marking for calculation maker. They do give you marks even if your calculation is not correct. Yes, because that's what we mean by step marking. Are we all clear till here? Awesome. Mega, it depends from question to question. Okay. See how many marks are allocated, how to deal with the questions. That's what we learn in the course, right? Today, that's not what we are learning. Today, we are learning about the subject. It's an introductory class. So when we complete the syllabus and then we start with the practice, that's what we do in these sessions, right? We understand. So don't worry about it as of now. Just focus on your syllabus for now. Now, there were certain syllabus changes in SBR which were introduced in September 2025. That means the very last quarter. So basically, IFRS 18 was introduced and IFRS 19 was introduced. So this is one YouTube link which is available, which is also posted on your portal, okay, if you enroll. And it is also available for the rest of the self-study students to explore. So you can just click on this link, or you can just Google or you can put it on YouTube, IFRS 18 and 19, you will find my video on it. It was a YouTube live session and it involves everything about IFRS 18 and 19. Okay. Now comes the fact how the batch works at TG Professionals. Now, if you're someone who's already enrolled, you can just listen to me for the sake of it. The ones who are planning to enroll, you have to first visit tgprofs.com. Okay, so if I just show you the website. So this is how the website looks. This is a security check. Okay, if you would again and again keep on putting, I'm a human, so it might, not work for some people, but it generally just goes through very easily. So see, this is a pop-up which says 10% discount. I've encountered few students, they would not put in the discount and then they come back to us later, which is not possible for us to, you are accounting people, you know that a bill is generated and then that is posted in the books of accounts. So it's difficult for us to, raise a note against what you've already paid because it's all automatic. So please use the 10% discount. Make sure that you use it when you enroll. This is the coupon code. Now, you'll go to the dashboard if you are a student already enrolled, okay? If you are not yet enrolled and you're planning to enroll, let's go and check out strategic business reporting. So what all is included? We are going to have weekend live classes. You're going to have 24-hour access to the class recordings. Today, you're going to get a pre-scheduled time table, okay? There will be live question practice after the syllabus completion as well. Not just now, like in the weekend classes, but also after you complete the syllabus, there will be live sessions for Super 20 questions. Then there is short concept videos. There will be study planners, which will be given after the syllabus completion also. So this is pre-scheduled timetable that you get today. Then study planners will also be given to you once the syllabus is over, the ultimate planner. Then you have WhatsApp tutor support, okay? Then there is extensive class notes, which are given to you along with the lecture, which are attached along with the lecture. Then mocks and assignments are there for your performance measurement. So of course, there will be like 6 assignments and 2 mocks for your understanding and for your analysis, whether you're good with your concepts or not, right? Now, if you want to enroll here, you'll just click on buy now. So it will take you to this is SBR, okay? So there are 110 lessons and there are certain trial classes also. And I've clearly written here that you can extend the course to March 2026 if you inform us until 15th of October. Because that is the day when we just close the books, okay? And we are very dedicatedly working on the set students which we have who are giving their paper in December attempt. Now, if you want to extend after that date, then an extension fee will apply because I don't want that you keep on, I don't want to give you an option to procrastinate. I'm being on that place where I've given papers where, the tutors used to say, oh, you have 6 months to give the paper, give it whenever you want to. I don't want to give that option to you at all. You make a decision. I do understand there will be results. Maybe the results will alter your decision. You are waiting for certain results, which is very practical and understandable, which is why a date is given to you that, okay, by this date, you get your results, you make your final decision, and then you go ahead with your December attempt or you extend freely to March quarter. And how will you extend? There will be a form which will be let out in the group. Those people who would want to extend, they will actually fill out the form and their course will be freely extended. There are many students who have extended from September to December who are listening to me right now. And those students will not have an option to re-extend. But of course, the people who are newly enrolled, they have an option to extend. That's the policy. Now, once you enroll yourself, you apply the 10% coupon code. Access is granted automatically. Now, that is not something that I have to do manually. You can just use your registered email and log in onto the website and you will see the course. You can also check your spam folder, your email where you must have received your credentials. Now, in case you have any queries with enrollment or any issues with any policies which you want to discuss, you can just WhatsApp on this number. And if you have any portal issues also, this is the tech team which you have to WhatsApp. Now, the WhatsApp turnaround time is 24 hours. So sometimes what happens is, let's suppose you are in UK. Your time it's maybe morning and maybe it's maybe night time here. Okay. So I'm not sure about the exact time difference, but maybe it's not the adequate working time here in India. So there can be a lag. Some people are there from Africa, some people are there from UAE. So there's so many, various nationalities which are studying with us. So appropriate turnaround time for WhatsApp query support is 24 hours and it's realistic, right? So we'll work on that and I want your patience also with that process. Now, this is until you enroll, this is the process. Now, the people who are already enrolled, What is your process? What are you supposed to do? You might be feeling a little clueless that, ma'am, we've enrolled, what to do. I always told you, wait for the orientation, I'll tell you everything. So today is the day when you get to know what is your step of studies. Carefully listen. First, you will watch the lectures as per the planner that I've given to you today, that I'm going to give to you. Okay, you will watch the lectures. Now, while watching the lectures, I don't like people who say that, okay, I will completely just rely on whatever notes are provided to me. Why? Not that I am not giving you notes. There are lecture notes attached with every lecture. But what about the funny examples that I quote in the class? Those are the stories which make you remember the concept. And I'm telling you in advance, that's how you will, I still get messages from my old students that, ma'am, we still laugh at your examples, the elder sibling, the younger sibling. We remember the concept because of your example only. So I want that while watching the lecture, whatever I say, I'm not saying complete script, but at least the highlights. Please type them out or make running notes along with the lecture. So you have the PDF of the lecture note attached. If you have a printer at home, get it, print it, keep it in front of you and keep on adding something to it. That's what you can do. Or you can keep a separate copy or rough notebook or whatever, where while watching the lecture, you keep on jotting the important points, examples given in the class. Now, after you've watched the lecture, okay, and you have made your running notes and you have viewed the lecture notes, then you're going to solve Kaplan test yourself questions. So I follow Kaplan study text. In addition to, my study reference is not that I'm just teaching you via some random notes. It's Kaplan, which is a very, you can say, reliable source, which is very important source. And for SBR, I find it very amazing as well because they've simplified it really well, the calculation part. I really rely on BPP for audit, but for SBR, because it's calculation based, it's more logical. Kaplan has done a great job. It's crisp, short, and still very relevant. So we will follow Kaplan, okay? And then you will keep on solving TYUs, test yourself understanding. I solve the TYUs in the class as well. In the recorded classes, TYUs are solved. But still, you will resolve them again after the class or after the recorded video. Now, once you're done with your concept, next thing is to wait for weekend practice class. In this practice class, I am going to introduce you to the past paper of that particular topic. I am going to introduce you to the question practice from the kit from that topic. You will not do it yourself. The reason is, especially for the first few units, the reason is you might get demotivated because past papers are not that easy, right? So I want that you do it with me in the class, live in the lecture, not by yourself. Then I also give you homework after every live class. So once I've done like 2 questions from NCA, from the past papers, now I'll tell you, okay, these are the questions you can do yourself. So this is the homework you can do along with the rest of the topics. Now, once you're done with the practice, once you're done with the homework, then there will be an assignment given to you. There will be an assignment given to you related to that particular topic. After that, you will keep on revising that topic. I believe in cumulative revisions, which is why running notes are again very important. Cumulative revision, because IFRS is something that I need to retain. Whether you like this fact or you don't like this fact, there is a little bit of cramming involved. I'm not saying that cramming is the core of the paper. Understanding is the core, 100%, because that's how I can apply and solve the case study. But still, there is a little bit of cramming and retaining involved because these are rules at the end of the day. So to retain those, I will do cumulative revision. What is cumulative revision? So for example, today you did IS 16 in property, plant and equipment. Tomorrow you do IS 38, intangible asset. Day after tomorrow you do IFRS 9. So when now you will sit down for revision, this was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Now on Wednesday, when you're sitting down for the revision, you will not just revise IFRS 9. You will revise IS 16, IS 38 and IFRS 9. Then on Thursday, you did group accounts. Friday, you will not just revise group accounts. You will again revise IS 16, IS 38, IFRS 9 and group accounts. This is known as cumulative revision. Slowly and steadily, what will happen is you will reduce the time that you take to revise a particular topic. It will become something on your fingertips. That's what I want. So this is what we will follow. If you're starting well in time, you have all the luxury and the leisure of time to follow this technique and to believe in cumulative revision. Now, if you will have any doubt in the process, for example, we are just meeting on the weekends. Of course, you have the opportunity to ask the doubt directly to me on the weekend sessions. But maybe someone is not joining the weekend class and they still have a doubt which they want to get clarified. So there is a group which is created, which is SBR December 2025. Okay, this is going to get activated today. So some people, they enrolled with us, I would say 1 month ago or so. So those people were on their self-learning pace. Now we are going to have active involvement in the batch because now September batches are over. Correct? So any doubt that you have, you are supposed to ask it in the group. I am there to help you. There is a TA, okay? There are going to be 2 TAs which are going to be there to help you out with the doubts on the WhatsApp. Again, I request your patience of at least 24 hours before we start getting panicked that, oh, we didn't receive a reply or something. Because, of course, as I said, there are timing differences. Right? So 2 TAs plus me, I'll be there in the group to clarify your doubts. Plus, of course, you have the luxury to ask the doubt in the weekend live class. I really motivate everyone. Like my timings are pre-announced, 8 p.m. Indian time every Saturday. If possible, please keep yourself free at that time. If you have any kind of adjustments that you can make, which can make you available at that time, I'll highly appreciate it. So don't go for the recorded class of that live class. I would recommend that you attend it live because that's where we interact, right? That's where you can ask me doubts directly. So this is what we have as the description of how you're supposed to follow your course. Now comes the planner, the one that you were waiting for since the beginning. Let's have a look at it. So the first topic, the first unit, conceptual framework, non-current assets, it involves IS 16. There are a lot of standards in IS, in NCA, IS 16, 38, 36, 20, 23, IFRS 5, all these standards. Plus IFRS 13 plus IFRS 15, that is revenue. I have given you starting from today till 26 September, 2 weeks. This is your first agenda. I don't want you to rush in the first go. This is not something which is, this course is not a race. I've seen a lot of people, they start with a lot of enthusiasm and they overdo and then they get tired and then they get a break in the middle and that spoils everything. This is not a race. This is a marathon. Start slow, pick up pace around here. That is going to help you. So we are going to start slow, easy, with full consistency, hard work, completion. Not leaving the TYUs, not leaving anything. So conceptual framework, IS 16, 38, 36, 20, 23, IFRS 5, IFRS 13, IFRS 15, revenue, a very huge standard. We are going to cover all of this in 2 weeks from today. And our first technical live class after today is going to be 27th of September. Right? After 2 weeks when you get done with it. Then IFRS 16 and 9. Why I've given you 1 week for just 2 standards? Because IFRS 9 is very huge. It is like core content of SBR. Very huge standard. You take full, like IFRS 16, I think you can do in 2 days. Rest of the 5 days you will put for IFRS 9. So I've given you 1 week for these two standards, and then we are going to meet on 4th of October. Then we have IS 19, IFRS 2, IS 12. These are like new standards which are there in SBR, which were not there before, like which were not there in FR. If you have given FR, they were not there in FR. IS 12 introduction was there. Again, you have a 1 week time for it. And then we are going to meet on 11 October, Saturday, 8 p.m. Indian time. Group accounts, again, I've given you 2 weeks. But this time I'm not meeting you after 2 weeks. I'm meeting you twice. After the end of first week also, 18th October, I'm going to meet you. And then I'm going to meet you on 25th October as well. So 18th October and 25th October, both days we are going to have live class. Okay, I'll add 25th October here. This is 2 weeks again. First week you will do basic group accounts. Then you're going to do advanced group accounts. Then tail of your syllabus, small standards and current issues are left. That is from 25 October till 31st October. And your last live class of syllabus will be on 1st November. So by 1st November, if we start our preparation today, and if we, keep on doing it well in time, we shall be done with our syllabus by 1st of November, which is a very safe time. Very safe time. Then we have the full month of November with us for our practice. So what are we going to do after November? See, on 1st of November, you will get an ultimate planner. So if you have any of your seniors or from wherever you've got my recommendation, the people would know or the student would know what is an ultimate planner. Now there I give you day-wise practice schedule. Now it's not just a schedule, it comes with videos. So if you're enrolled into the course, okay, let me see if I can show you. Okay. Kit question debrief section. Just have a look at it. You can also see, even if you're not enrolled, you can't view the lecture, but you can see the name of the questions which are available. It's more like, the whole of the exam kit of Kaplan is solved here. Plus, of course, you have Super 20 live classes, which will happen. So all these questions are like core content of your preparation. This is like the platinum of the course, which is going to help you pass the paper. Short. Even if you just watch these kit question debrief videos with your eyes closed, you just listen to it carefully, there is a huge probability that you will get really good at practice, you'll get really good at your exam technique, and you will pass. If you don't trust me, you go and watch videos of my rank holders. There was a student who got 91. There was a student who got 93. And they've just said that these are the videos specifically out of the full course which have made them pass the paper. Because this is where we are practicing in the class. We are doing the questions with our own mindset. We are not following any past paper. We are not following any examiner. We are doing human approach to the questions. Okay, so this is what you do in the month of November. I will give you a day-wise practice schedule. Which questions are you doing along with these videos? They are still available to you if you're currently involved in the course, but I will give you a proper planner to watch these videos. Then you're going to have your Super 20 live classes. Now, these live classes most probably will begin from 2nd of November, okay? And they will last till like 6th of November or so. 5 days of classes, okay? And it's for like 3 hours to 4 hours, where we are going to cover the, you can say, the Super 20 questions of that particular attempt, where we will do more questions live in the class, 20 more questions. And then you have your grand revision, and then you have your mocks. So that is in the month of November. I will give you a proper plan, which is termed as ultimate planner, when and what is going to happen. So this is the plan till 1st of November that you have to follow. So take a copy of it. I'll share this word with you. I will attach this word in the live class on the YouTube as well. Take this screenshot and paste it on your wall and make sure you're following it by 1st of November, by hook or by crook. You should be done with your concepts. That is the only way you can make sure that you have enough time for practice and enough time for your confidence boosting. That's it. So this is what I wanted to discuss with you. Okay. And now I would request, and I'm open to queries from you guys as well. So whatever you want to ask, please go ahead. Let's take the queries as well. So what is the percentage of theory and practicals in the paper? Very nice question, Samita. So percentage, if I would say, I think it is 70% theory and 30% calculation. So that's the correct ratio. Is business combination and group account same? Yes, it is same, Manu. Ma'am, so we learn the IFRS in the recorded class. Yes, you learn the IFRS in the recorded class, and then we meet in the live class for practice and doubts. Of course, one live class in a week, we can't cover the concepts, but we can just do practice and doubts, right? Could I watch this video after live or can I watch on live? You can also watch it after the live class. Prashant, this is going to be recorded on the YouTube, okay? Are the weekend live classes recorded? Yes, yes. As soon as the session gets over, within 2 or 3 hours, the recording is automatically available on your portal, right? When do the new IFRS, when to do new IFRS? Akshit, that's part of your small standard. So on your portal, under the small standards, that's where you will find it. Current issues and small standards. That's the last tail of the syllabus. That's when you're doing IFRS 18 and 19. Okay. Will we receive results for September by 15? Because for some that can decide whether or not. Yes. See, the last date for extension will be after your results only. Don't worry. Could you guide on how to cover the planner for working professionals? Gayatri, I would suggest you, if you're a working professional, see, you have to follow the same plan. We don't have an option to bargain on it, or we don't have an option to actually think that we can do it some other way, because we're sitting for the same paper which other people are also sitting for. And this planner is very relaxed. If you're starting it in well time, the only period which is quite, I would say, stressed is the November. So this is the November which you have to keep a little free, okay? I know this time November is going to be like a huge, this is a festival, especially for Indians. The October month, the November month is going to be full of festivals. So there will be a lot of distractions. So make sure you well utilize your September month. So if you feel like, okay, I've given you 2 weeks for NCA, let's suppose you feel like I'm done it in 1 week. I'll move ahead. I'll move in advance, because there can be a week where you will fall off the plan. So if you are, moving, like, I would suggest you that this plan requires just 2 or 3 hours of study every day, because you're starting well in time. You might wonder that, ma'am, we just have 2.5 months. How can you say we're starting well in time? Trust me, there are people who will start after results, that is mid-October. So you are starting 1 month earlier to them, 1 month. I am covering the whole syllabus in like 1.5 months. So 1.5 months means you have a huge time to cover your syllabus as compared to people who will start in mid-October. So make sure that you understand this, you appreciate this fact, and you utilize it. It's your strategy. It's like you got a first mover advantage, and imagine, just for the sake of procrastination, you don't utilize that first mover advantage. So this is a point in your favor, and we are supposed to use it completely, right? That's what I can suggest you as a working professional. 2-3 hours of study will help you follow this plan. When will the crash course? Crash course starts in November only. How long do the IFRS take since I'm working? 2-3 hours every day. Can we write the theory part in our own words, or it should be written the same way as in the study material? Sana, that's part of our practice, but at least the standard you should state from the, in the technical words. Application, you can do it in your own words. What do you suggest for student who appeared but recent exam wasn't that good? Should I enroll in? Deepti, I would not recommend you to enroll as of now. That's just like not recommended. You can go for the reset batch, which is at 50% discount, right? So where do you want to pay extra? So if you've already given the paper, you can avail the reset discount in October. Wait for your results. Let's not be so pessimistic. Sometimes SBR surprises. We think we will fail, but we end up passing. So let's wait for the results and then decide whether to go with the reset batch or not. Recommend reading Study Hub? No. Just the notes given to you, lectures given to you, and your own running notes. 3 things. And Kaplan TYUs. Just 4 things. Yes, Sachin, of course, we can use that. That's just a business tactic, doesn't affect us. For working student till 1st November, how many hours need to invest to finish the course? 3 hours every day. Ma'am, while doing the concepts, no need to do any kind of question practice. Yes, Nandini, exactly. You got it right. Do we watch live lectures on platform? Yes, it's on Zoom. So on the platform, you will get there will be an option to join the live class, which will route you to Zoom. So you should have Zoom as well as the platform. There are few live recordings for few standards we need to cover. Yes, it's a recording of a live class which was held in the previous session. So that does not mean that it will happen live. It's just the live word is written because it was a live class at some point, and now that live class is given to you as a recording. So of course you have to watch it. What about the changes for this quarter? There's no change for this quarter. The syllabus changes every September attempt. Next change will happen in September 2027, which is already 2026. So let's wait for that. Are technical articles and current issued covered as part of the classes? Yes, they are covered as part of the classes and recordings. Everything is covered. How much time should we take to cover one question in exam and TYUs? 1.8 minutes per mark is your time schedule that you should take, but that's what we will learn with time. We don't have to follow it right now. So take as much time it takes for you to do a question or a TYU as of now. Later on, once we start with the practice, that's when we'll bring time management into the picture. Yes, Tanushi, you can just drop a message in SBR December group. You will get that. When is the last day for SBR exam registration? I think it's end of October. Ma'am, I would be having SEMs in November for a period of 10 days. Can I complete some of the kid debriefs? Yes, Jayendra, of course you can. Thumbs up. Do you recommend also practicing questions on ACCA Study Hub? Not at all. I have covered not just Kaplan questions, I've covered the recent past paper questions, I've covered ACCA Study Hub questions. So whatever question list I give you, you are covering that. Be assured, I'm going to give you more questions than Kaplan and Study Hub. So don't worry. Ma'am, I'm studying FR right now in university and my SEM-C exam is ending September. Which part from FR should I study thoroughly? I think group accounts and NCA portion, like IS-16, IS-2023, all these you should have a good, you can have a good experience in them. Reason being, they're covered as it is in SPR. IFRS 18 included in December attempt? Yes. Can you brief on how much time we have to spend each day for the study? 3 hours. 3 hours. Watching the lectures at 1.5 times the speed is what is recommended. And then making notes along with it. So one lecture, if you're covering for like 1 hour. So every day, if you're covering 2 lectures, whatever your speed is, right? I'm not going to recommend you that today you cover 2 lectures, 3 lectures. I've given you a weekly schedule. So in a week, you have to cover all the lectures which are given to you under that unit. And that should take you around 3 hours every day. Okay. Yes, Ilaha, you have to watch them. There's no change in the syllabus. So these are the classes which are given to you on purpose. Okay. So you have to watch them. They're not outdated. They're not old. They're exactly what is needed. Okay. Ma'am, are we supposed to study full theory notes from Kaplan? No. You have to just do Kaplan T-values. No reading of the Kaplan text is required if you're watching the lecture. So reading of the text is substituted by the lecture. T-values you have to do. Notes you have attached along with the lecture. Plus you can make your own running notes. Right? Also, I think I was trying to book the exam. There was an option of SBR. Samita, generally people should choose international version because UK version of SBR is what people choose only if they want to work with small and medium-sized entities of UK for audit. So let's suppose you want to become their local CA who's doing audit of local clients of UK. If that's your vision, that's when UK version is good. Otherwise, international version is what we have to choose. Right? Okay. Right. So I believe, okay, Deepti says, can you please advise from the kind of SBR exam we have? Is the kind of question asked changing from December onwards? No, there's no change in the format or the ways the questions are asked. But yes, every exam is different from the previous one. So yes, every time it feels like there is a change or there is something different or the paper has become difficult. Because when you sit for the paper, you have the time pressure on you, exam pressure on you. But the same paper, when you're solving in normal environment, maybe in class with me, you'll find it easy. But it's just the time pressure and the exam pressure which makes it difficult at that given point. Right? Okay. So now, guys, you will get the planner on the WhatsApp group if you are not part of free WhatsApp groups. So there are WhatsApp groups for paid students. Now, what I mean by paid students is not that there's a paid service or something like that on this. The people who are enrolled into the course, they have a separate WhatsApp group for class updates. But there is also a global WhatsApp group for the self-study students, okay, where all the resources like today's orientation link, then today's planner will be shared. So if you are interested, you can just drop a hi on this number and automatically you will get the link to join the relevant WhatsApp group for the relevant uh, topics. Let me just share my screen with you. So this is the number on the screen now. You can just put a message on WhatsApp as hi, okay? And then you will get the relevant WhatsApp group where you want to get added, global group as well. Yeah. So you can just get added into that group. There will be a lot of sessions for self-study students, like which are free of cost, of course. Like there will be grand revisions happening. There will be some live classes happening. So it's like you should be part of that group until you give the paper. After that, of course, you can leave the group because that's how you can get access to the resources. So I'll be sharing certain important, maybe notes with you, certain important session recordings with you. So make sure you're part of the global WhatsApp group. It's totally free of cost. It's not nothing harmful. Of course, it will help you to find study buddies as well. So just drop a message on this number and ask the team to add you to the relevant WhatsApp group. So automatically when you send a hi, you get a message, a greeting message where the WhatsApp group links are attached. Right? So that's it, guys. That's it for today. That's what I wanted to discuss with you, share with you, and I hope I have done it well. And I've taken up all the queries, and the planner will be shared with you again on the WhatsApp groups plus on the YouTube as well in the description box. So make sure that you share this particular orientation with your friends as well to get guidance on what is SBR, how to start SBR, what are the tips and tricks to pass SBR. This is what is this session made for. And see you in the very next session on for the paid students, for the enrolled students. See you in the next session on 27 September. And for the rest of the self-study students, we are going to meet in a lot of other sessions as well, which are held on YouTube. So make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. Maybe you can unsubscribe after passing the paper, but for now, make sure you subscribe it so that you get regular updates, whatever is posted here. So that's it. Thank you. Goodbye. Take care and good night. May God bless you all. Let's start with our course. Let's start with our quarter of December 2025 with utmost enthusiasm. Okay. With utmost enthusiasm, with blessings of our elders and a lot of positivity. No procrastination, just positivity, sticking to the plan, and and this is not a race, it is a marathon. We need consistency. We need consistent energy throughout. I don't want that you rush your syllabus right now and then you fall back and you get tired. Start slow, catch the pace at the end. November is where we have to be very, very dedicated and consistent. So till then, we'll take it slow. So that's it, guys. Take care, goodbye, and good night. See you in the next live class. Thank you for joining it live.